All right, I'm gonna get started. I was looking for how to get into debug mode in this. This is the Stella emulator. Not entirely sure. So if I open this, I do tab. I may not need this, but I was just really curious how to do it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. So I'll use my own and I will muddle through it, even though it's not ideal. So basically, the deal today is that I'm working on my um, Atari 2600. Excuse me. It's going to be another day of like occasional light coughs. I'll try to keep that to a minimum. Um, but I'm building an Atari 2600 emulator called Stanley in Rust, and I've gotten pretty far. Uh, and then um, basically, I ran into a bug, and I believe it's a bug in my emulation code. And one of the commands is probably doing something something wrong. Excuse me. Um, and the goal for today is to be going to be to try and figure that out. I'll show you the bug first. So that's let's see, cargo run tic tac toe. I can show it to you whichever way this comes out. So um, right, and then if I go here, I lose, um, which is not how it should work. So it seems to have something to do with that bottom right. Yeah, that bottom right square. Because if I do this a different way, I don't think I will lose in the same way. Um, and then just go there, and that's draw. Okay. So let's see if I can get one where the computer goes first. That's not happening for whatever reason. I think it's just random chance, but there we go. And then in this case, I can lose immediately like that. Um, so I'm gonna. I think my strategy here is going to be to go over my code first, so I think I have a good understanding of what should be happening and where that might be localized. Which means refreshing my memory on a lot of these commands. I think since I implemented them all, I have a pretty good idea of how they should work. Sort of trying to figure out my logic, and then we'll just kind of go methodically through and see where things are going wrong. I think I have good enough debugging tools to do this on my own. I may have to like switch back and forth a little bit, um, and convert numbers into binary to understand what's going on. But other than that, I think I should be good. So let's get started. I'm gonna take a look at this code, and it's like could win. So we're definitely in the check computer could win. Position preference pointer. Okay, I wrote this a long time ago, so um, this is happening. I think this is a subroutine, so let's see if we can. Okay, so what was I thinking? Okay, so I have this check could win subroutine. If there's no winning position, okay, cool. Pointing at one of the players' boards. So the players have two boards, or have two boards. There's no winning move is negative. Doesn't preserve registers. Okay, so let's actually just check out, starting with where this is called. So let's see, our computer goes first. We skip. Okay, I think this is just some setup of where the position's gonna be. Well, I might have to come back and look at that. I don't think it's particularly relevant. Um, so basically, what's happening here, let's see if I can find it, is we're storing the various high and then low bytes um, of this computer player board. I think that's. I don't think that's a pointer. I believe that's just a. Yeah, like a 2 byte. These are 2 byte boards. I talked about this on the last stream, but basically, the bits in the. I'll have to figure out whether it's the top byte or the bottom byte, but the bits sort of line up, and we need this extra byte because there's only 8 bits in a byte, so we need another one. This is where, since it's related to this bottom right square, this is where I think we might be going wrong. So, okay, so we're here, we're setting up the computer player board. The high byte is in, oh no, that's the low byte. Okay, that makes sense. High byte first, or high byte second. Then we check could win. Then we rotate the accumulator left for some reason. Then rotate right. Interesting. I don't know what that does, but maybe we can figure that out later. This has the computer picking a spot. Okay, let's take a look at this subroutine then. Okay, so there's we're loading the number of num could win conditions. So let's take a look at that. All right, we'll actually split the screen so we can keep our place. For every so I do think this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is saying it's at the top row. With, okay, so with the least significant here, so that's yeah, so what I'm looking at here is a sort of bit pattern. I think that this is basically designed so that the computer will take the win if it needs to. So it basically like checks like if it could win. So in this case, this looks like it's the top row. This is so 0 is the right leftmost, and then there would be a value there and there. Oh, and yeah, okay. And so this is saying which position could win. So yeah, um, you could win in position zero by playing in position zero if you have this pattern, either on the top row or the left column. You could win by playing position one if you have this pattern either on the top row or the middle column. Um, you could win by playing position two. Same deal. So these are the could wins. I'm just trying to think. Okay, and then basically we're saying shift in that top, like after you shift in that ninth position, um, then you have these potential win conditions. Um, Shifted could win positions. Interesting. I'm curious why I have more bytes here. I have six, so byte here. Count down padding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have more bytes for some reason. I don't really understand why. Do I have them here? Yeah, okay. Ah, this is the position, not the condition. Okay, I'll have to figure that out at some point. Okay, this is the so then top left to bottom right. So position zero could win. Why would it be shifted, rotated twice to match? Boy, how did I write this in the first place? That's a good question. Okay, and so then this is just some like preferences. Okay, I think I'm got enough. So basically, we're loading X with the number of could win conditions. We're loading Y with zero. So why does this say? Yeah, okay. So then we're loading the low byte of the board that we have, and we're storing that into Y. Interesting. Okay. Not sure we actually need this offset because we're always loading Y with zero, but that's fine. Okay. So win check loop. So did we load the temp byte? So we're actually just using this temp byte. We just have a bit of we have just a byte on in memory that we can store random stuff. So that's what's going on there. Um, so what did we set X to? The number of win conditions. Okay. So then we are loading A with could win position with an offset of X, transferring A into X. So that's that just like that byte representation of like a like could the where you could win. Um Transferring A to X, and then we're loading A with the combined board with the offset of X. So let's see what the combined board is. And we'll keep our space up here. Okay. Pointers to the graphics for each slot. Okay. Combined board. 9 bytes, it looks like, at the start of RAM. Okay, so what are we doing when we... So we're loading... Okay, so this is where we're keeping track of whether the space is taken. It's really interesting. I'm not sure why I did this. Because I, like, put the players' boards in, like, tight, tightly packed. There we go. There's words for today. Um, I put those tightly packed into a 2 bytes, and then I like this combined board. I think I needed to like be able to tell 3 states, and so I just made it a byte for each. Okay, so I'll just deal with that later. If it's not 0, then we'll go to space taken. Look at that in a second. Otherwise, we'll transfer A into Y. Which A is the combined board, so that's either going to be check it, refresh from the stored board. Okay. So basically, if it matches a win condition, so this is, I think, where we're. So let's take a look for that. This could win. This may be where we're breaking. Could win conditions X. Where X is the whatever's in the temporary byte, which is what we stored here. Okay, so yeah. So then we're decreasing X. Okay, so basically we're storing X, doing some work with it, putting it back, and then decreasing it. So we're basically going through all of those potential win conditions, and then we're gonna do that for uh, the number of shifted win conditions. So I think that's probably actually I think we can. I think the special win conditions are what we want because that's left to right. Um, so we can probably break there in debug and see what we're getting. And then oh, interesting. Oh, right. Okay, so this is setting the carry and then rotating it right onto yeah. So this is basically that's an interesting way to do it. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. We're just setting the accumulator negative if we don't win anywhere. Um, so so then we have the special could win. Special could win position offset by X, which is the oh I see. Yeah. So those like okay. So let's check this out. So I think we're gonna stop on the. There's only a couple of special. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. I think that's not where check could win. Add computer position. Check could win. Add computer. Pick spot. Skip drawing computer. There's no spot. Okay, so then this add computer position. Boy, yeah, it's fun looking at this old stuff. All right, so I think the deal here. Check computer could win. Setting the temp pointer to passive. Yeah. Computer player board. Temp pointer. Check could win. Uh, I think that there's a different place where we actually check for a win. So the good thing is there's a subroutine that we can look at. Um, let's see, lose. Player loses. So it's check winner. Okay, so that's I think where we're actually. I may have gone down a little bit of a rabbit hole. So check winner. Pointer pointing at one of the player's boards returns 0 or 1 false or true, does not preserve registers. This is very similar. Win check loop. And I think we're in the special win conditions. So basically, if any of these happen, it jumps to is winner. Walrus Wallace, yes, that is 6502 assembly. Oh 07, yes. In fact, oh 07. How's it going? Yeah, I'm building an emulator. I will go over what I'm doing again because I'm pretty deep in the weeds. I'm building an emulator for starting with a game that a very simple tic-tac-toe game I built like 7 years ago, and implementing everything I need to do it. I have a bug, and I'm trying to debug it. So this is my emulator. If I step through, I can show you where the bug is. It's just tic-tac-toe. O is the computer player and X is the human player. And yeah, as you can see, it erroneously counted two O's and an X on that diagonal as a loss. Um, so I think I have a problem. I think I sort of know where. Hey, MOKC 72. How's it going? Um, so anyway, I'm here, and then so what I haven't checked is like, can I get it to like no? So it's actually only this one diagonals condition. So it's something to do with the like the diagonal check plus the. I mean, I lost there anyway. But the diagonal check plus that like last bit of the board is actually shifted in. Um, so I think I have an idea of where that is. but I was just going through the code to make sure I understood where I needed to break. Um, so there's this loop here. Special win conditions. So this is interesting that I'm not like offsetting anywhere here. Don't have a label close to here. I can just break on win check loop. And that should, let's see if I can get it to win check loop. See if I can get this to work. So, uh, it's it's going pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I've got sort of all the stuff I need to emulate my game. In fact, I can emulate the sort of basic sort of hello world program here with all the different colors. So that's working properly. There's a lot still unimplemented, but it's going pretty well. And I've been telling people, yeah, yeah, hey, Setsu. Um, I've been saying like, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, Setsu was here when those colors ended up uh, rendering right the first time, and he also caught a bunch of bugs while I was writing that code. So thank you, Setsu. Um, and I assumed a gender, so I should say they. But I apologize if I misgendered you. Okay, so what was it? Win checkalip. I got off on a tangent. So cargo run debug. Nope. Yeah, definitely. Don't look at the VOD. It just worked. It was fine. No, that's on my list of things to do. For some reason, the I've set the color pixel format to RGBA, and for some reason the RGB appears to be flipped around. So I'll have to look into that. I was gonna change it anyway, but it was kind of cool. It had the grayscale stuff, and then every other color was like flipped upside down. So, um, yeah, I course in check loop. Let me just get it done, and then I'll pay attention to chat. Um, dot symbol file ticket toe. So this is my debugger sort of whirring away on the side. Um, it's pretty slow, but it seems to work. And if I get through here, it'll eventually break on the. Yep, so there's the win check loop. So we can sort of step through that and see what happens. um, so what's our x right now? Our x is 5. Let's see if that makes sense. Um, I may need to take a look at. Let me open a new terminal. That was wrong. Um, oh, I must have hit continue. So it went through the next time. Um, Blackberry source. This X, this number of win conditions, um, which loaded in as 4, which is interesting. Which doesn't seem right. Oh, it loaded as 5. Which I thought they were... Oh, okay, so this just actually checks for winners. And then there's a few shifted win conditions. Okay, so this should be pretty easy to debug. Okay. Um, I'm confident here. So here, let's I need to figure out how these moderation tools work. Never had to use them before. First of all, we'll clear this. Maybe it's... Sorry, guys. Give me a second while I figure this out. Moderation. Well, I can't see the chat anymore, so just ignore that. If that happens again, I'll deal with that person. Maybe there's something I'm missing on the dashboard here. It hasn't been much of a problem, but if anybody listening happens to know how to like actually use the Twitch moderation tools, I would appreciate it. If not, I will figure it out eventually, as I need. Okay, cool. In the chat settings, if you recall correctly, there's a mod mode toggle. Yeah, it's saying show moderation options, but actions, but I don't know how to see those. Yeah. I'm not seeing them, but I'm probably doing something wrong. Oh, show mod icons. I see. Okay, so then I should... Not sure why that's not turned on for me on my own channel as by default. And you can also click on the username. And then... Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, Walrus, you're okay. I won't time you out for no reason. That would be. But thank you. That helps. Cool. Let's see. Okay, so this should be... Yeah, this is what I sort of expect. Let's make sure we get to like... So we're counting down. We should count down through... So then we're we're loading 1 into Y. We're loading... That's our high side of the board, right? So that into A. So there's nothing on it right now, which makes sense. And subtract with carry. So that's... I'm not sure why I subtract with carry, but that's fine. Setting the carry, I'm subtracting 1. Now I'm loading the... Hold on, I'm curious about something because those are pretty. Okay, so yeah, I can still click on somebody. I think I'll probably stick to clicking on somebody because it's pretty noisy otherwise, and I don't want to accidentally do something. Although I think it probably gives you a confirmation. Okay, yeah. Oh, I see, I see. So I set my accumulator somehow, then I'm rotating that carry. Yep, yep. So that's a single bit. Oh, interesting. I probably did subtract with carry wrong. Oh, that's interesting. Because there shouldn't be anything. So it's saying that there's already a bit. And this won't work. But yeah, so basically it's always saying there's a bit in that like lower thing. So I think um but hopefully I don't have to go through this too much. So I might have enough to go on already. Yeah, because this is just going to keep stopping there. So I think my subtract with carry implementation is improper. So let's take a look at what. Actually, let's see if we can take a look at what's actually happening. Um, in that subtract with carry. So we'll go through until x is 0, and then we're loading. Interesting. I missed it. So it does not surprise me that subtract with carry is wrong, to be honest. That was a pretty sort of gnarly little piece of uh, code. So I'm loading the high byte, sort of. I'm loading the, yeah, no, I'm loading the high byte into A, which is 0. So then I'm setting the carry. So I should have yeah, my carry flag's true. And then I'm subtracting. So the thing is, I think that then, if I'm understanding correctly, okay, so I'm subtracting 1. It's a weird way to do this, I think. But I don't think that should be FF. I think that should be 0. Right? Because carry works the other way in subtraction. So if you have a carry and you add, you basically add 1 to whatever your result is. You just add another one. With subtract, you set a carry and you have like, it's a borrow. So you have like 1 to borrow from. So if you subtract 1 from 0 with a borrow of 1, it should be 0. So I think I've pinpointed what's wrong. Yeah, let's exit that. So instructions. Hmm. Um, so I'm not handling decimal mode, but so chip carry. So, but I should be using the wrapping add C. So let's actually, I have a test here. So let's actually look at that. So it's setting the carry. This is all wrong. Subtracts with carry. So if so if I have my accumulator is 0, I don't have a carry. Uh, the program counter's here. At program I have 1. Why is this? Yeah, this seems very wrong. Subtract 1 from 0. Like, I feel like this should be FF. No, no, no. Okay. Do I have? Is there a bug in? Is there a bug in Stella? No, right, because I think I have this actually correct. I would doubt there's a bug like this in Stella though. That seems crazy. Let me think this through. Um, so my code is SBC. Set the carry for subtraction. Check winner. Okay. Oh, I'm looking for the subtractive carry. Oh, here it is. Okay. The carry will still be set after subtraction. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, okay. So load the low byte again. So I think the subtract is working properly. I think I just misunderstood it, right? So if you set carry, then there will be no borrow. If you don't set carry, then there will be a borrow. Okay, so that's why when I unset it, it subtracted 2. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. So I think the problem is the carry is set properly, but then probably not used. Okay. Rotate the carry onto the board. So it's the carry after the so it should be if high byte is 0, carry not set. So this I think we're seeing the carry being set when the high byte is 0. So let's check that one more time. Okay. So here we are. It should stop somewhere in that subroutine. Okay. We'll have to go through until Okay, so here we are. We're setting the carry true. So that means the subtraction, once I'm done with it, the carry should not be set. If it's 0, the carry should not be set, but it is. Okay. Okay, so that's the problem. Let me get out of here. Got stuck somehow. It's gonna be annoying. There we go. So basically, I'm saying if whatever I'm looking at is hey, Jingtron, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. We're here debugging some an Atari 2600 emulator. I did something pretty wrong, so I'm actually gonna just about to write a test for it and see what I might have done wrong. To be fair, um, the actual implementation of this is pretty tough to understand. We might have to go over it a little bit. Let's see that subtractive carry. It's an immediate subtractive carry. So, right. Yeah, we're just loading it into the accumulator and then just subtractive carry. There's definitely that was not optimal assembly code that I wrote there. Um, so, um, so I think here's an immediate. So with our accumulator 0, with the carry set, so we actually want this not to be set. And then I think that solves our problem. So I'm going to map a key to cargo test, I believe. Oh, I need. So that test should fail. Let's see if we can see it. It's saying you said not C, but it should be C. So that's right here. So we may have to go through this real quick. So in this case, we have an immediate value, but that's fine. So it's coming. This will be 1 in this case. We have chip A. We're letting carry, and that'll equal 1 in this case. So we're so this is just checking that the result has that high order byte set, but I don't think that's true. What if we do this? What if I have it reversed? Yeah, I still have some failures because it's like it's messing up everything else. But let's see if it actually runs our run tic-tac-toe bin. See if it actually runs our. So then I go down here. Oh, why is it not being? Okay, well, I think I can. I've like changed how it determines which. So that's, I've done something not right. Because I'm sure that how I determine. So let's take a look at the Stella one. I'm sure that how I determine where to go is deterministic and probably based on subtraction. So in this case, sorry, I have to remember the control screen. This is the Stella emulator. I have to remember what. Yeah, I like can't even place a thing here. How did that? Wait, I didn't change the binary. That was working earlier. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, so you see it like places one up here. So I don't think I did that quite correctly. Let's take a look at this. So what does the carry mean in this case? There's a good sort of document somewhere about that I took this from. 6502 edition. Let's see, add C overflow, because there's the overflow flag explained mathematically. So this is the subtraction. Okay, so to remember what these are. So if I set the carry set n, this is just talking about the top bit of n. So these are actually both 0. Then our carry is set coming out. So either this is incorrect. Oh, wait. No, it's the top bit set. So if the top bit is 0, then the carry should still be set. What did I say in here? If the 1 bit is high, the carry will still be set after subtraction. I think this is backwards, and I'm really confused. Because I think I'm verifying that this is how it works on Stella. So this person is either wrong. Let me see if I can figure out how to debug in Stella, and we'll see what their math does. Right. So the explanation here is basically it's saying if you have m minus n, in this case it's going to be 0 minus 1, with the carry set. This is the top bit of each number. So basically, if the carry set and the top bit of each number is 0, then the carry will still be set. If the top bit of the number you're subtracting by is 0, then it will be unset. So this appears to be the exact opposite of what they are claiming, which is weird. If the carry flag is 1, then borrow is 0, then borrow is 1. The behavior may seem backwards, but blah, blah. Defining the borrow bit in this way makes it harder. Okay, simple. So this is just showing that the borrow is different. Okay, let's take a look at. Maybe I can find an online 6502 emulator because we should be able to do this. I mean, this is probably not the best, but I don't care about RAM. Oh boy, this is not what I wanted to do. Virtual 65. I'm not seeing. Yeah, that's not great. Okay. Just some verification that this is not what I wanted. Okay. How do I get myself unstuck here? Drink a little bit of water. This. I think maybe the best way is to use Stella. See what happens with those flags. Um, it's pretty surprising stuff to me. Stella, run in debug. How to use the debugger. Debug. Okay. You can break. Okay, we'll just see what happens when we debug our game with Stella. Check our implementation against theirs. So it's not finding some configurations. That's fine. So we might be able to set a breakpoint here for our same spot. Let's make sure. Let's see if we can. Um, so here we are. Check when loop. It's this guy right here. So can we set a breakpoint like here? I'm gonna assume that was a breakpoint. So we'd run, and then it broke. Oh wait, no, this is it. Okay. So it did not appear to break on that. Maybe there's something else I have to do. Okay. Those are bytes. Okay, so we're somewhere. This is could win. Boy, I think could win maybe what check winner. So then here's our, I can like edit it, but kind of set a breakpoint here. Run to PC current line. Okay. I don't think it's going to let me do that because it won't ever get there. So if I hit that, I haven't used this in a while, so oh, I think we can advance a frame, so that'll help. Okay, so then I think I have to hit. Hopefully that'll. I don't know how to press a button here, so this is pretty annoying. Maybe there's just subtract with carry that I can find before that, because I'm using that trick all over the place. But I have to get past the intro. Okay, I have to get past the intro. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me take a quick break. I'm gonna think about how to debug this. I might just modify my hello colors, and just test my assumption that that's wrong. So 1 second. The carry is set. If there's not a borrow, you would subtract one. There should be no borrow. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Wow, that's fun. Sorry about that. Thank you. I was on break and I forgot to switch it back. So I think. So am I trying to figure out if. So I have a conundrum here. I think I might be right. But that's not how Stella works. Stella's more likely to be right than I am. Even though this is like a pretty convincing. Let's see. Subtraction. Okay. Okay. So if it's negative, I think I may have read this wrong. So if it's negative, there's a borrow. Okay. So I think I was right. Stella was right. I am wrong. So basically, um, So the result, that's the top bit, which means it's negative, which means it, just make sure I didn't change something. Okay. So basically, here I have the exact same case. I'm subtracting 1 from 0. So I assert that it equals FF, takes 2 clocks. So the carry then the borrow bit is set, so it's the opposite of the. Sorry, this is a little bit mind bending. So borrow is the inverse of carry. There is no actual borrow bit. It's just carry is overloaded. So if a borrow occurs, if the result is negative, then the carry should be like then a borrow did happen, and the carry should be off. Which is I think what I saw in Stella. So let me verify that. Okay. So set carry. So that carry is on. This is a little hard to read, but when it's uppercase, I believe it's on. So then there will be a borrow when we subtract here, which means there won't be a carry. Right. So then so then I think my implementation is wrong. Somehow, let's take a look at mine. Okay, so we're in the check win loop now. We'll have to go through this, all 5 of these win conditions. So here's where we're loading. So this will load 0 into A, set our carry bit. So that's right. So then we subtract 1 from 0, which means the borrow bit should be set, which means carry should be not set. So, okay, so there's our bug. Okay. Excuse me. So this is the correct assertion. Then it's saying panicked at 16:20. Okay, and so then the carry should be, so if it's negative, which would be this, then we do the opposite of it. So then that should, right, so I did that. So then I have a failure. I think it was probably 1640. So in this case, we're loading A into the accumulator. We're subtracting it. We should end up with, we're setting the borrow flag. So we end up negative. So we should end up with not carry. Okay, so the next one is 1651, which is this one. So, so we are setting up A to be 208. We're setting the carry to be true, so the value is 112, which means it's not negative. So there should be no borrow. So, which means, so no borrow, so carry is true. Okay, so cargo run tic-tac-toe Ben. So then if I do this, so now it's picking different spots, but I thought that was a bug earlier, but I don't believe it is. I think that other things were happening because of improper behavior. I'm going to see if I can figure out, yeah, so that's a draw. So I'm going to run it in Stella and see if like I get radically different behavior. So then, yeah, so that's the same. Okay. Okay, so then I think I'm good. So I think that I have solved that bug. Um, it's interesting that that's the only thing that broke, because I'm relying on that carry bit trick kind of everywhere. But I believe that's it. So fixes bug with carry bit and set on subtraction. So then I think I don't know if that I was planning to do anything other than that today. Um, I think I may see who else is on because I don't have anything planned. But I feel like that's a successful stream in an hour and a half with a lot of confusion, and stuff like that. But let's see who's on. Basically, just me again. I will just leave it at that then, and Isitu, if you want to go uh, find somebody else to put on in the background, I think that's anyway. Sorry. I'm a little bit spacey today. I will see everybody next time. I'll try and have a couple more things lined up. Yeah, you're welcome. I really did not expect to get through that so fast. I expected that to be a mess of debugging. I think my next thing to do is I really want to set up that test suite, but I haven't quite thought through how to do that exactly. But I think it'd be really nice to have a sort of solid suite of tests against like real ROMs that demonstrate like different sort of like eccentric corners of Atari 2600. I think that'll be a really good way to like have really solid development going forward. So I think that's my plan for the next stream, probably in a couple days, and I will think through a little bit how I might implement that in the future. um, but other than that, I will see you guys later. Have a good Juneteenth.